Howdy, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. I am the face. Who runs the place? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, this evening I was planning on having a whole bunch of production going on tonight, but you know what? Didn't do it. Didn't do it. So you got me as usual doing my usual stuff, coming on here and chit chatting and salute. Here we go. Popcorn and whiskey. Oh shoot! You know what? I didn't get my popcorn. I did not get my popcorn. Hmm. Hmm. Just for that, here's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, now we can start for real. You know why? Because I got my popcorn and I got my whiskey. So cheers, salute. Here we go. If you're here for the first time, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a entertainment show where we talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I usually have topics lined up and I go by the seat of my pants, baby. I just fly by it. And we go that route. Why? Because I'm not a scripted type of guy. I don't like to be scripted on my shows. There's too much ad libbing that could happen and what could change things. And so that's what we do. So if you're watching this for the first time, welcome. And be prepared. for anything, and that's how it goes. Now later on tonight, we will be taking phone calls. Well, I'll have the number up and you can call. Let me put it that way. That's the deal. But before we get into that, there are a few other things we'll be talking about. As I was saying before, I did not put a lot of effort into production today. I just didn't. My plan was to, and I keep saying this. There's a few things going on personally that is requiring more attention than I would like to give it, but that's just part of it. Part of the deal. Life happens. And so as we go on, we will keep going that. Okay. So no, I haven't froze. I'm still here. Okay, we can start off by recapping the week a little bit. At least right around where I am. My word. The weather was so effing crazy. It was, I don't know what to tell you. One day it was 80s. The next day, wake up, it's 32 degrees, 30 degrees, 29 degrees. Next day, it's raining. Next day, we got a storm. Then we get a windstorm. All kinds of stuff happening around here. We just got to roll with the punches, man. I quit watching the weather. I quit watching the news a couple months ago, and I feel like I'm more happy because I don't put that kind of crap in my mind anymore. Because honestly, I can't control the weather, regardless of what some people think. Human beings don't control the weather. We're sorry we don't. And so, since I can't control it, should I know what's coming up? Possibly. Yeah, but is it a priority for me? No, I'm not. It's not. Farmers, yeah, I understand. I understand that. There's some professions, especially if you work outside, you need to know that. At this current time, I am not working outside. All my work has been inside. Now, as the summer comes, I am sure I will be doing stuff outside, and so I'll have more knowledge of what's going on with the weather. It's just what it is. Okay. And once that happens, let's see here. Hey, Bill. Yes, Bill, the drawing is this week. It's Wednesday night. You're more than welcome to go to the Lions Club. By the way, everyone who's watching me, listening to me, if you purchase a Lions Club $11,000 ticket, it is this Wednesday at the Lions Club Wednesday evening, about 6 o'clock. I'd get over there. We got pizza and soda pop and all kinds of stuff. So go on over there, have fun with it. I will not be there, unfortunately. I'll be out of town, but I will get notified of all the winners, of course. And I would assume that they post the winners online. Now, Bill, just to let you know, that's been a debate going on within the club itself of whether we should do that or not. And here's why. It's not because we're proud of it. It's not because we like we don't want the exposure, because we do, of course. But somebody pointed this out a couple of years ago. Somebody won a large sum of money in our drawing, and they were doing something with it on the secretive side of things, as a gift or something of that sort. And it didn't come out well. So then, since when I was debate going on, should we post it online or should we not, for those kind of purposes? So obviously the winners will get notified. If you won, Bill, I will get notified, and then I'll contact you as quickly as I can. It will be via Facebook, via Messenger, of course. So that's not a problem. You will get contacted, but you're more than welcome to be there for the drawing, especially since you bought tickets. So go on over there. We'd love to have you there. Okay? It is Wednesday night. Okay. All that being said, and what the heck was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the weather outside and things I'm doing. Okay. So something that happened this week, and this is one of the topics I wanted to get into today. Or before I do, you know what? When you transition from one topic to another, you have to give a little cheers, salute. Here you go. Okay. By the way, what I have this evening is this lovely bottle right here. This is stuff that you cannot find on the shelves anywhere. You cannot find anywhere but here at my house. Why is that? Because it was aged specifically at my house. And anybody who ages their own stuff will tell you the same thing. It is only specific for that particular house because it cannot be duplicated. It just can't. There is I don't have a controlled atmosphere such as and I just throw out some example like a Jack Daniels or Glenlivet's or any kind of the spirits that are highly production. I don't have a controlled environment. I have a barrel. I have wood spirals, oak wood spirals. Pour stuff in there, let it set for months, years, what have you, and go that route. Now, this one I have has been aged in a barrel for a while. And this one is particularly strong. It's almost too strong. The taste is out of this world. Don't get me wrong. The taste is out of this world. Strength wise, a little strong. It is a little strong. I would venture to say it's probably pushing 95 proof. Yeah. Usually with whiskeys, for instance, Jack Daniels, Southern Comfort, Crown Royal, you're getting those right at 80 proof. Very seldom do you find those at the store-bought. Very seldom do you find those more than 80 proof. I would prefer this to be 80 proof. I have not checked the proof, but just by the taste, I'm thinking it's closer. It's a little higher. Yeah. And so the flavor, out of this world. You cannot match this flavor anywhere. Strength-wise, a little too strong for me. But that's just how it goes. But the beauty of doing it yourself is you can also control that. I can bring down the proof. And I didn't realize it was this strong, so I put it in the bottle. Again, this neat bottle. Look at this thing, huh? Isn't that cool looking bottle? I'm more into bottle shapes and coolness of the bottles or uniqueness. I think it's cool, but you can just say the uniqueness of the bottles. I think that's pretty neat. And I'll tell you what, Bill, if you're still listening, still watching, when you win the money, and I'll personally bring over the winnings to you. And if you're a drinker, I will also bring you a bottle of something. How's that? All right. That's between me and you. So we'll leave it like that. Okay, buddy? Okay. Hey, JD, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I'm going to go solo for a little bit. And I might bring you in later if you want to. And I'll send you a message. But there's a few things I need to talk about. And it's only basically it's a solo thing. So just to let you know. So this week, excuse me, as it's has been known, and it's not a secret at all, radio programs that I listen to, the Lex and Terry Show. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I absolutely love the Lex and Terry Show. I'm a huge fan, have been. I'm guessing, oh, geez, going on 20 years. I bet you. I've been a subscriber to their podcast since 2012. Okay. We'll just leave it at that, since 2012. And I very, very, very rarely, I think I've only missed one, maybe two shows at the most since I subscribed to their podcast. I listen to them all the time. So they have a product that they market, that advertise. I should say they market it, yes, but they advertise it on their program. It's called Go Cleanse. It's more than a weight loss product. It's more of a lifestyle change product because it helps out, changes all kinds of inner stuff to you and all kinds of stuff. It's isogenics, if you know anything about it. And this is not a plug for the company. Please don't get me wrong. They don't advertise on it. That's not a plug for the company. They do a contest about once or twice a year where they usually pick about 10 contestants or 10 listeners who call in, get in on it based on a criteria that they set for the contest. And it's a 30-day contest to see who can lose the most weight, change their physique, and change their blood lab work as well. All right. Basically, it starts curing. I don't want to say curing, but it makes your insides better as well. It's more of a cleanse product, more of like a cellular cleanse product, and I'm not doing it justice at all. So forgive me if you market this stuff or if you're part of it and you hear this, forgive me for that. But anyway, so I've been trying to get on this contest because I said this again, this is no secret. I'm being in the position I am, being a health coach and things of that sort. I can stand to lose a good 30 pounds. So this product would help me do that. And I'm not saying I can't do it on my own. I'm saying it's a product that there's no question that it works, but also there's discipline and there's commitment involved with it as well. It's not just all the product, it's the person doing the product. Okay. So every year they have a couple of these contests. They have for the last 10 plus years, 10, 12 years at least, they've been doing this. And what they usually do on air is they interview folks who they think would be good candidates for the contest. And then they take those folks and they send them over to the people who are in charge of Go Cleanse, and then they make the final decisions of who's in and who's not in the contests. Since I'm a podcaster, I usually get to it late. I usually hear about it late. So I'm running about a week behind, sometimes 2 weeks behind. I try to get caught up, but I'm running about a week behind. So by the time I hear about the contest, it's way past the deadline. Just by chance last week, Terry from the Lex and Terry Show put out a reel or a short, video reel or video short, saying that the contest is underway and this is the criteria, this is what they're looking for. I'm like, oh, cool. So I emailed the folks that are in charge. I said, hey, I tried to get in the past, and they remembered me because they talked to me in the past as well, several years back. I think about 4 years back, something like that. So the person I talked to remembered me, and unfortunately at that time I was late and I couldn't do it. And at that time, they just started asking people they have to get their blood work done before they can be chosen for the contest, because there's certain criteria that needs to be met with the blood. Their A1C, there's 3 criteria that they look for, because this product is known to bring all 3 of those criteria thingies in line. Okay. So I got my blood work done, and because I talked to a lady by the name of Rita on the Go Cleanse, and she said, yeah, she says, I remember you. You might be a perfect candidate for this because of what you do online and everything else. I said, great. She says, get your blood work to me, which I really didn't know how to do it, because up until now, the company I worked for, every year they would go ahead and schedule a blood test, and you just automatically do your blood test on your birthday month. That's basically how it worked. My shirt's bugging me here. This year, I'm no longer working for that company. So I go, who I got to go to a doctor to do this? I don't want to schedule a doctor's appointment, because then I got to pay for a doctor's appointment. Then I got to pay for the blood work, blah, 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 blah. And I don't even know if I'm going to get in the contest or not. So I have a friend online her and I are online health and fitness type buddies. She's also a doctor. So her and I had been talking about other things going on. So I said, hey, you're a doctor, right? You can order blood work. She goes, of course I can. So she ordered blood work for me, paid for it. No problem. I paid for it. I have no problem paying for it. I just didn't want to have to pay for a doctor's visit and then pay for the blood work. You got me? Follow me there? Okay. That's what I didn't want to do. She ordered it for me. And we're going to go way into depth on Monday morning, her and I, because she wants to review everything. She says, if I do this, we're going to do it right. She says, I'm not just going to order it just by the flight of my pants and and to be done with it. If I'm going to order this, we're going to do it right, because we're going to go through it with a fine tooth comb, because that's what she does. I said, no problem. Hey, I got you. I got you. No problem. Ordered the blood work. A few days later, it came in, sent it to Rita. She thanked me for it, and also had to take pictures front and back of you. I did that, sent in everything that she needed. So the other day, she calls me, the lady for the contest. Okay, she calls me and she says, "Got all your stuff. Here's what's going on. We like to have people on here who are, and this is my words, not hers, and I'm paraphrasing here, who are sick, who are unhealthy." Okay, she says, your A1Cs are in line. Your triglycerides triglycerides are in line, and the third thing, they're in line, because the only thing you have high is you got a little bit of high cholesterol. Other than that, you're okay. I said, yeah, but I need to lose about 30 pounds. She says, yeah, I see that from your pictures. You can stand to lose it. I get it. But that's not the kind of clientele or the kind of people for the contesters we're looking for, because this one's is a 60-day contest. It's not a 30-day, not a 30-day, but a 60-day contest. I said, yeah, but what if it changes everything? What if it lowers the cholesterol and everything? Now, when I say lower cholesterol, my cholesterol, according to the blood work, is not very high, but they have an average range, for the average person. In mine, it was just slightly above it, but all the other numbers are right in line. So what Rita tells me, we usually don't have people at your age, and if you follow me, you know I'm in my late 50s. I really don't disclose my age much, but I'm in my late 50s. I don't take any medication. Can I stand to lose weight? Yeah, I said I did. I can. So this is my medication right here. Do I take vitamins? No. I try drinking a lot of water. I try eating halfway healthy. Does it always work? No. But and it could be genetics. I don't know. But so anyway, I made it down to the final 12 people. They're only taking 8. So I got a 1 in 3 chance of making it. Is that right? 1 in 3 chance of making it. 2 in 3 chance. I got a 1 in 3 chance of not making it. Okay, one of those kind of things. Hey, Jacob. Hey, thanks for being on my show. Take care, brother. Wolfman out. Peace. Okay. Hey, Wolfman. Yeah, I mean, baffled for a second there. I'm like, huh? Wolfman. Okay. Hey, Wolfman. Pleasure being on there, buddy. Anytime. Wolfman has a show. We talk wrestling. Yeah, professional wrestling. So we have a good time with it. And so Rita calls me the other day and calls me on the phone, not an email, calls me on the phone. It's like, holy moly, we just called me. This was on Thursday evening. Yeah, Thursday evening. And says, just to let you know, you're in the final 12, but we're only taking 8. And that's when she lowers the boom on me and says, you know what? You're almost too healthy for this, which is, I think, a compliment, isn't it? You're almost too healthy to be in this contest. Fine. So, so I get the word today that I did not make the cut. Didn't make the cut. So, but she did offer to let me buy the product and have her coach me. Like, well, no, and it's not that I'm against the product. I just have a little bit of bad taste in my mouth because I did jump through a few hoops and make several phone calls, and did stuff to get in this contest. And am I a little bit bitter? Yeah. Am I a little bit sore? No. Do I understand it? Yeah. And I even told Rita the other night when she was telling me, you're almost too healthy for this. I said, I get it. You want to find people who aren't healthy, and hopefully they get healthier because it's a better marketing campaign for you. I get it. and I'm looking at it personal reasons, and I wanted to do it, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. So now I'm on my own again, which is fine. And yeah, because again, duh, health and fitness coach, duh, ISSA certified, duh, senior fit certified, duh, got all the accolades and big deal, you know, and if you have to brag about your accolades, yeah, I'm not a, so what? Show me what you know. Now, you can tell me all day long, but show me what you know. And if I say I need to lose the 30 pounds, I should just do it on my own, right? So there you go. So that's something I'm in the process of doing. Okay, makes sense. As I'm eating popcorn, drinking whiskey. Be healthy like me, folks. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That being said, what else was on my agenda tonight? Oh man, let's see here. Men's and women's fashion. Talked about health, the radio program. There you go. Human behavior, plus a lot more. Okay. Human behavior. Today was an interesting day for human behavior. And yes, I'm going to get a little political on you here. So if you don't like it, sorry. That's the way it goes. There are people all over this country today, and I strongly support them doing this. I think it's silly, the reason why they were doing it. This No Kings protest thing. I laugh every time I hear that. I will support anybody who wants to protest whatever they want to protest. Hey, go for it, man. If that's your bag, go for it. I don't understand what they're protesting because we don't have any kings. And then England is also protesting for no kings for us, even though they have a king. Make that make sense. Make that make sense to me. So, hey, if you support it, great. I tell you what, if you support the No Kings protest, love to have you on the show. Let's talk about it. Let me know, and I'll send you a link, or you can call in. I send you the phone number. You can call in. Let's talk about it. Not as a fight, not as anything, but help me understand what it's about, because I have yet to hear a good explanation of it. I have yet to hear a reasonable explanation of it. Not so much good, just reasonable. Give me an explanation of why. And it's no secret, I lean toward the right. Politically, I lean toward the right. No secret about that. If you don't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. Right there, 45, 47. If you protest anything, left, right, middle, extreme, one way or the other, whatever, do it. Knock your socks off. Go for it. I don't care. But once you start impeding on other people's right to live their life, that's when I got a problem with it. You block the road, I got a problem with it. You block my access to wherever I want to go for whatever reason I want to get there, that's when I got a problem with it. Right? You start protesting and getting into my face, start calling me names. I guess not so much names. I mean, I've been called names. I've been called, knock your socks off with the names as well. What the heck? I've been called names or whatever. But don't bow up to me if I'm just trying to live my life. And did that happen today? No, it did not happen today. Has it happened in the past? Possibly. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But there are examples after examples after examples after video after video after video of people exercising their right to protest, I guess it's not so right. We don't have a right to protest in this country. We have a right to what's it called? Shoot. Peacefully assemble. We have the right to peacefully assemble is what we do. We have the right to peacefully assemble. Some people, if you want to call that protesting, great. Understand what you're protesting and why you're protesting it. If you're protesting the No Kings, again, explain to me what that means. What does that mean? We don't have any kings. We've never had a king. That's what we're this is a society based on no kings. So what are you protesting? That's and again, I would just love to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it. If you want to talk, let's talk. If you want to have a civil conversation, we'll have a civil conversations about it. Okay? And again, and let me throw this at you. I don't care which gender you are, and my belief there's only two genders. I don't care what your sexual preference is. Don't care. If you live an alternative lifestyle, man, I'll be your biggest supporter. If you do what makes you and your partner or partners happy, and you're all consenting, and you're all cool with it, I'm cool with it. Who am I to tell you who you should fall in love with? I'm not. Okay, so let's not even get into that situation. And and people say, yeah, you're just gonna say this, blah blah blah. I got gay friends. I got straight friends. I got friends with different skin pigmentation. Great. You know what we'll do? We'll get together, have a drink. There you go. It's as simple as that. We might not agree with each other's lifestyle choices. We might not agree with each other's political choices. But when it all boils down to it, what I do or what that individual does or what any single person does is not going to change anything unless that person runs for office. And then based on their political persuasion, regardless of where it lands, if you can, I guess the word is persuade enough people to agree with your agenda, then guess what? You'll be elected. It's just that simple, right? I mean, tell me where I'm wrong with any of this. And once that happens and you don't like it, sure, you have the right to peacefully assemble and do everything you want. But doing stuff which is against the law at that point is silly. So if you're going to peacefully assemble, protest, whatever you want to call it, great. But once you start throwing in violence, and I'm not talking on one side or the other, I'm talking anybody. Once you start throwing violence in there, we don't like it. No, I'll be the first one to tell you, okay? Boom. And I'm chomping down on popcorn. So there you go. That's my political rant for the day. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, we won't talk about it. Okay. Next. Men's and women's fashion. I need a drink before I even start this one. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, one of the things that I do for the community is I am a substitute teacher. At the high school level, the middle school level, and the grade school level. And this is not, let's get this out of the open right away. What I'm going to be saying here is an observation from me, an old man, looking at the younger generation. It's not anything to do with anything else other than looking at that and not putting judgment on the students themselves, but it's more the parents of the students. Okay, keep that in mind. I know how I was expected to act and dress and behave when I was a child. Grade school, middle school, high school, and college. I know what was expected of me. I know what was taught to me. Did I always follow it? No. But it was always instilled in me, and I think I followed it 95% of the time. Okay. What I've seen these last 2 weeks in the aspect of dress code was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Zero pride in anybody out there. And I'm not blaming the kids. Once again, they don't know what pride is. None whatsoever. And whether it's a third grader or a senior in high school, most kids don't know what pride is. Unfortunately, that's what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, they don't know what pride is. And that pride is instilled by the parents. Pride is instilled by the people you hang around. If you don't have pride in yourself, if you don't have pride in your family, how in the world do you expect your kids to have it? The way kids are dressed now in school is disgusting. I'm not saying well, some of them would come up and I get the ripped jeans. That's a fad, which thank goodness is moving away. But when you have ripped shirts, when you have clothing that is dirty and smells, but Andrew, maybe these folks can't wash it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. There are some people out there who are in a position where they're not able to do that kind of stuff. I get it. Okay. But when there's an overwhelming amount of people doing that, it says something about the society. It says something about the upbringing, right? How hard is it to wear jeans? And people say, well, maybe they can't afford jeans. Okay, maybe they can't afford jeans. I get it. But some of the sweatpants, some of the hoodies, some of the basketball jerseys that they're wearing, they cost quite a bit. So I can make the argument that the clothes they're wearing cost more than what you can buy jeans for. Every town have thrift stores and Goodwills if need be. And I'm not saying that's everyone should go there. But if you have shame in going there, you got the problem with that. Let's say you don't want to go there. All right, go to a Tractor Supply, go to a Rural King. Rural King, you can get a pair of jeans for less than $20. The last two pair of jeans I've gotten from Rural King were $12. Okay. And Rural King has some pretty good clothes. Just let you know. All right. And this is not a plug for Rural King whatsoever. But it's out there. What about washing your clothes? Well, I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole different ball game. I'm just saying there is no self-pride. And it comes from the parents. The amount of sweatpants, the amount of hoodies, the amount of basketball and football and baseball jerseys and hockey jerseys I saw, the amount of uncoordinated colors. And if I'm saying that, if I'm saying that, it's got to be bad. The amount of the way they're presenting themselves was just, it made me sad. Now on the flip side, there were a few. Usually it was the girls. Usually it was the girls. There was several third grade little girls who were just dressed cute as a button. there were a few high school girls dressed cute as a button. There's a few guys as well, but usually when the little girls, what they call it, accessorize, is that correct? Accessorize. It's pretty cool to watch it because they talk about it as well. And hi, Mr. Paletto. Do you like the bow in my hair? Oh, it looks nice today. Blah blah blah. Okay, one of those kind of things. And then they go off with their little friends and they talk about all that kind of stuff. That's neat to hear them say. Okay. And again, I don't know anything about that kind of stuff other than it's neat to see that. Excuse me. And it goes back to the pride thing. It's neat to see how prideful they were of what they were wearing. That makes sense? Okay. All that being said, let's talk about men's and women's fashion. Let me talk about the men's fashion. Guys. Now I'm talking guys, let's say, I was going to say above 21, but those kids between ages 21 and 35, I don't know if that's millennials. No, millennials I think are after age 30 now, after 35. Whatever the generation is now, generation X, Y, Z, whatever. Their clothing style is out of this world. Out of this world. If you're over 35, guys, will you please quit wearing sweatpants out on dates and in public? That's just a dumb look. Will you please quit wearing the basketball jerseys? That's just a dumb look. Will you please quit wearing the flat-billed hat? Now, Andrew, you know now you're going to be that's a culture thing. Okay, whatever. It's still dumb. Yeah, and people are going to say my hat's dumb. Great. You're more than welcome to it. Get your own show. You can say whatever you want to on there. Okay. I just happen to think flat-billed hats are dumb looking. And it doesn't matter to me what race you are. They're just dumb looking. Okay. I'm not a fan of men wearing nose rings either, or men wearing the rings in their lip like this. I'm not a fan of men wearing that. I think that's just a horrible look. When you see, what are women attracted to? All right, let me ask you that. Does the woman you're with does the woman you're with like for you to be dressed up like a bum? If she does, more power to you. I'm not. I currently at this time of this live stream, I do not have a girlfriend or significant other. Okay, so I cannot say. I can't speak for as an authoritarian on the subject. But ask yourself this: is the woman you're with proud of you the way you dress when you go out? Relaxing around the house, working out in the yard, whole different ball game. You do what you need to do. I'm just talking when you're out on the town, and I'm not even saying a date. I mean, even just going to the grocery store if you go with your wife or significant other, whatever. You look like a bum. If you look like a bum, don't be surprised when people treat you like a bum. Okay? Now, ladies, I'm bringing this up because there's a thing that says 5 things that elegant women never wear. Guide to Classy Style. This is from the Allure edition. And I found several of these articles out there going through this. Okay. So, again, this is the Allure edition. 5 things that elegant women never wear. A guide to classy style. And I'd have to agree with most of these. What are the 5 things that elegant women never wear? Gym clothes outside the gym. If you're just coming from a gym, I can kind of see it. But if you constantly have to wear the yoga pants, constantly have to wear the crop tops, something's wrong with you. Again, elegant and classy ladies don't wear this stuff. If you don't want to put yourself as an elegant or classy lady, then don't. All right. I'm just telling you, if this is what they're saying to elegant and classy ladies, don't wear. They don't wear loud prints and cartoon designs. They just don't. Classy ladies do not wear loud prints and cartoon designs. Bandage dresses and overly tight clothing. Bandage dresses and overly tight clothing. Classy and elegant women don't wear this kind of stuff. You know what kind of women do? Well, you fill in the blank. The classy and elegant women don't. Crop tops and revealing outfits. To me, there is nothing more unsexy than a woman who wears a crop top and jeans. I don't care if they're high cut, low cut, whatever, where they got the muffin top hanging out. There's nothing more unsexy than that. But Andrew, you're one to talk. You know, you're not in the best shape of your life. You can afford to lose pounds. You're right. That's why I'm not wearing a crop top. You're not going to see my midsection hanging out everywhere. You're just not. And I'm not a classy or elegant lady either. But I like to be halfway decent when I'm with a lady, when I'm with on a date. When I'm with on a date, you know what I mean. Worn out accessories. Well, I couldn't tell you anything about that, but the classy women don't have worn out accessories. Okay. That was from that particular Allure edition. Okay. Now AI is going to, and I put this into AI as well. Okay. And this is what AI says about the classy ladies, classy and elegant ladies. They do not wear this. They don't wear overly revealing clothing, which I talked about already. Heavily distressed denims. JD, I hope to be a elegant and classy lady someday. Okay. Heavily distressed denim. If you're over 50 years old, the last thing you should be wearing is jeans that are ripped up. You know, maybe a little rip here, a little rip there, but when half your jeans are ripped up, that's the dumbest look. I went out with a girl once, and everyone we went to a wedding together. I took her to. She was my date for a wedding, and it wasn't a church wedding. It was more of an outdoor setting wedding. But most people there were dressed up in slacks, nice shirt, and things of that sort. She shows up in jeans, ripped jeans, very non-classy or very non-sexy at all. I mean, it was the wrong setting completely. And she knew exactly where we were going. It wasn't a surprise. She knew exactly where we were going. Clothes outside a gym, don't wear that. Again, this is what AI is saying. Immature prints and slogans. Okay. Loud logos. Classy and elegant women don't wear that. Ill-fitting or damaged items. Okay. I don't know what that exactly means. Clothes that are too tight. There you go. Yeah. There's only one reason to wear too tight of clothes is that's to show off what you got. If you got the goods, want to show it off, hey, go for it. But don't think that everybody's going to think that's a classy look because they don't. You know, ladies, if you got the tatas to show off, go for it. But if you don't and you wear tight clothing because you think that's sexy or classy or whatever, it's not. I'll tell you that right now. Visible wear like fraying threads or worn out shoes is also avoided. I'm not a shoe guy. I couldn't tell you much about shoes. Most ladies are. I have been with ladies who said my shoes were horrible. They were my dates. Yeah, you got horrible shoes on. Oh, okay. I am not a shoe guy. I couldn't tell you much about shoes outside of they're expensive. I usually don't buy expensive shoes. I just don't. Should I? Yeah. But do I? No. That's all there is to it. So there you go, ladies. Here's some fashion tips from good old me. If you want to be classy or elegant, or if you want to be a hoochie mama, dress like a hoochie mama. There you go. And if you need to add for me to define what hoochie mama is, then you already know what it is. You know exactly what it is. Excuse me. Boy, sometimes you got to sneeze. I guess I should have a button here to press the dump button for when I sneeze. One of those kind of things. I'll tell you what. Hey, JD. Hey, buddy. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a link if you want to come on. Great. And we'll go from there. If you don't want to come on, that's fine. But we can talk about some of the stuff that I've been talking about. Let me get to it here. Let me find you. So if you're here, you want to come on. There you go, my friend. And if you don't come on in a couple of minutes, I get it. Don't feel like you have to. I'm going to open the phone lines up here in a little bit as well. And I don't know. I might be able to do it with both of us on here with the phone lines. I have to figure it out. If you come on, I'll have to figure this out, how to do this. And he is coming on. Okay. JD.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hey, my friend. You told me earlier that you had to have dinner, so I guess you already had dinner?
I did have dinner.
Good. JD's like myself. He has dinner with his mom. At least I would assume your mom and sometimes your nephew's there as well. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. My mom and I have dinner, and then yes, my nephews are occasionally over.
Yep. I'm the same way. I usually have dinner with my mom when she's around as well. So, because here's what's going to happen, and everybody out there listening, take this to heart. One day your mother is not going to be there, and you're going to wish she was. I have a buddy of mine who I was with once, and there's actually three of us. I told the story before. I'll tell it again. There were three of us. It was me, a guy my age, and an older gentleman who was a good friend of my dad's. My dad passed 8 years ago. He was a good friend of my dad. So we're all three having a couple of drinks, glasses of wine, and the other guy I was with was debating whether to go have dinner with his mother. This was about a year ago. He says, Mom wants me to have dinner with her tonight. I really don't want to go. But the older friend was there. He says, you know what? If I would give anything to have one more dinner with my mother. He says, while she's still around, go have dinner with her, especially if she asks you to come over for dinner.
Yeah.
And I took that to heart. Now, I'm in a position, and I've disclosed this before, and I'll disclose it again. My mother lives with me, and just for the fact that she's by herself and I was by myself. And so I say, you know what, Mom, you're just going to live with me so I can take care of you. So we're together quite a bit. So that's a different ball game. But after hearing my friend say what he said to the other guy, he says, if I would give anything to have at least one more dinner with my mother. I'm like, you know what? It really touched me and almost put a tear to my eye at that time. And it still does to this day thinking about it. So I'm happy that I get to have dinner with Mom every so often. Well, when she lives with me, so we have dinner quite a bit.
Yeah.
She's also Italian and she's a good cook. So there you go. But even if it's, even if we have a frozen pizza together, we've done that several times where we sit outside and just have a frozen pizza and a beer or a glass of wine or iced tea or coffee or whatever. We've done that dozens of times, and it's great.
My mom and I went. There was a place to have drinks in one of the hotels that we were staying at during my 6 week journey. When we didn't have a place to live. So, we went down there and had a couple of drinks from time to time. We don't drink much though. Her and I, we don't really drink much. So, but just last night I made steaks for us. I cooked the steaks and she made the eggs.
There you go.
So we had steak and eggs for dinner and we each cooked a part of it.
There you go. And I tell the kids all the time when I'm in classes, and if you didn't know this, JD, I do some substitute teaching, and for a while I was a full-time teacher.
I didn't know that.
But I tell kids all the time, especially the guys, I said, guys, learn to cook. Even if it's basic stuff, learn to cook. And because here's why. I said, there's going to be a time where you're going to have a date, in a romantic fashion, not with your mother or your sister or something, even though it still works the same way. But there's going to be a time where you're going to have a date, and instead of going out to eat somewhere, you cook something, either at your house or at her house, apartments, whatever. And it's going to be one of the best times you're going to have, even if it's just boil some water and throw some pasta in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the best time you're going to have. I don't know how many times I've done that. A lot of times resulted in very nice evening, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
in the bedroom, but also just as many times as just hanging out and having a good time and no romantic interest whatsoever. We had a ball doing it.
Yeah.
So, and then when you're,
I can make a pretty good spaghetti sauce. I've been working on a spaghetti sauce for a few years, and I can also do things on the grill. This is the first time I did a steak on the stove. So that was interesting. I actually did it. I mean, my brother would say I did it perfectly. I prefer mine a little bit more cooked than I had it, but it was right. I mean, for the average person, that's I believe that's exactly what they want. It was cooked on the outside. It was just about red in the middle.
There you go.
It's a little bit more red than I like it. I like it to be cooked a little bit more, but it was damn good. And it was the first time I cooked on the stove.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That you could not too many people know how to cook steak on a stove. And I don't know if I do it right or not. I do it to my liking. And I'm not a fan of going out to a restaurant for steak. I don't like doing that. And I'm definitely not a fan of going out to a restaurant for pasta at all.
Pasta is definitely iffy when you're out. But there's at least a couple of places around here that I'd have a steak. If I was out at the right place, I'd have a steak.
And I understand what you're saying. I'm just not a big steak guy.
Yeah.
And that's why if I was a big steak guy, absolutely there'd be several places that I know that have delicious steak. And have I had them before? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I make it a point of doing it? No. When I lived in Indianapolis, this is back in the 90s, I went with a group of people and we went to a restaurant and there was a 3-hour wait. Now, if you don't know the area, you can get from Indianapolis to Chicago in 3 hours. I said, you know what? I am not waiting 3 hours at any restaurant. And I told a buddy of mine, I said, if that ever happens again, I'm going to call you up. And I'm telling you, I'm going to go to Walmart and buy a couple of steaks and for you to fire up the grill because I'm coming over. We're going to have a couple of beers and we're going to eat steak on the grill. I don't care how bad they are. I am not waiting 3 hours at a restaurant. Sorry, I'm just not. That's me though. I think I about lost JD on this one. I don't know. Okay. if you're there, you're not talking.
I'm actually getting ready to turn my camera on a second. So that's what I was
okay.
While you were talking about your steak.
For those who are watching, JD's been in a position where he's rearranging everything. He just moved recently, so he's getting a new background in the studio all set up little by little, as you can see there. There you go.
A little bit. And now my camera's out of position though because I shifted my TV today. So
you have more light on your face than he did last night. I was on a podcast with JD last night, and his face was all dark. At least now you have more light on it.
Must be the kitchen light. I'll keep that in mind. I'll make sure I have the kitchen light turned on when I.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a TV and on top of you shining down on you or not. That could have been as well.
No, that's still dark. But I do have the kitchen light, which is right next door to me, on, and that wasn't on the other night. So.
This is a lot better than it was last night.
Then I will definitely keep that in mind and make sure it stays on because I know it's dark. I'm working on getting forward lights at the moment. But yep, as you can see, I got a nice haircut from the other day.
I see that. Dude, just take it all the way. Now, I don't know in your position if you're able to with the razor go over your head at all. Can you do that?
No, my brother cuts my hair.
Okay.
And he helps me shave. That's why the beard is significantly shorter.
Okay, there you go.
It was starting to get a little too long, and when it gets that long, it's a fire hazard.
Understood. Understood. Here's something. My brother-in-law, for the last 40 years at least that I know of, you know what a Flowbee is?
No, I can't say that I do.
Okay, a Flowbee is basically a vacuum that pulls your hair up and it cuts it at the same time.
Oh,
Flowbee. and he's been using that for 40 years. And about 3-4 years ago, what's a Hollywood guy? What is his name? One of the heartthrobs of Hollywood. What is his name? He starred with Brad Pitt in the Ocean's 11 movie. What's his name? Clooney. George Clooney.
Yeah.
Says that he uses a Flowbee to cut his hair, and people couldn't believe it. And a couple days later, the Flowbee was sold out everywhere. My brother-in-law says, I've been doing it for 40 years. That's why I cut my hair. And,
that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. And it doesn't cost him anything to do it.
Yeah.
But
that's not.
Me, I shave. I use a razor and I shave my head. I can't use an electric razor on my head because it just breaks out, especially on my neck everywhere. My neck, it all breaks out.
Too,
so I
sometimes.
have to use a straight razor on there. There they go.
Me too. Sometimes I don't get the rash on my head, but sometimes when I'm shaving my beard and stuff and trimming it, I get a little bit of a rash afterwards. Sometimes
because I want to get one of those razors that it can fit in your hand and just rub over your head with it. I want to get one of those. But like I said, I've never have, and I haven't. I guess maybe because I'm too cheap. But then if I think, well, after all this money I spent on razors.
Yeah. I don't normally go this short. We're getting into warm weather. Summer's coming, so I just decided to get a jump on it ahead of time, a little bit early.
And you never wear a hat, do you?
Occasionally when I go out, but
okay.
Not often, but occasionally when it's sunny out, I'll use a hat to protect my head, especially when when the hair's this short. Like if I was going out tomorrow and it was really sunny and bright, I'd probably wear a hat because I've had a sunburn on my head and it's not pleasant.
Oh, dude, it's a yearly thing for me. I get my head gets sunburned, then it starts peeling, and then when I shave, all the peel comes off and it burns extra. Oh man,
I had way too much sunburn on my arms and stuff as a kid because I would just go out and be gone. So my mom couldn't even get suntan lotion on me because I wasn't there. So, and I used to get it bad. Like there was more than once or twice, 2 or 3 times actually. I got like full on sun poisoning where I had the blisters and the whole 9 yards.
So you were a little freaking rebel, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, I had wheelchair or not, man. I took those wheelchairs over the creek, through the woods to grandmother's house. We go. I took that thing everywhere, mud boggling in fields. And I'm not joking about going across creeks and stuff. Like as long as it wasn't, as long as it came up, the height had to be right of the water. I couldn't, go in waist deep or anything like that. The wheelchair wouldn't have stayed working.
Well, how does that work with the battery? I mean, if the battery gets wet, does it like just short out and stop, or how does that work?
Yeah, if it's not good for things to get wet, especially not submerged in water. No. Yeah. So when I would cross, it would be very low. Like it would have to be very low parts. Like you'd be able to walk across it. It wouldn't even come up past your ankle deep. Is about the height that I would be able to handle in a wheelchair, and then after that, any deeper than that, I wouldn't be able to do it.
So. All right, now I got to ask, how fast does your current wheelchair go? What's the top speed?
The wheelchair that I have right now, it tops out, the speedometer tops out at 6 miles an hour, but under
wait. You got a speedometer on your wheelchair?
Yeah, this is the first wheelchair I've ever had an odometer and a speedometer on my wheelchair.
That is
this
so
is the first chair ever.
I didn't know wheelchairs came with that.
I've always wanted an odometer on my chair. I was always curious about how many miles I've put on my chairs and stuff. This is the first wheelchair with a speedometer and an odometer.
So is that an aftermarket thing, or is that something that you can add, or how's that work?
No, at this point, I think on this chair, at least it came standard. It's part of the controller, like the whole computer system.
I've never even heard of this before. So is this common in the wheelchair community? I mean, is it common?
What, to have a speedometer and odometer?
Yeah.
No, this is the first wheelchair I've ever had with it. So I can't say that if it's common, it's a new common, like within the last 8 years.
Was that a special order wheelchair?
All wheelchairs are usually in some kind of way custom because of measurements. People are obviously different lengths and need different things. So all wheelchairs are customized usually once they get to the shop, but they're pretty standard when they ship.
Is okay. Now you got me curious. I'm gonna ask questions about this dude.
I don't care. Go ahead.
I know you're cool with it. So you said the wheelchair shop. Is there a standard like one shop in the United States, or does every town have one, or how does this work?
It's just like capitalism. It's whatever company might be in your area or around your area.
Can you trade in an old wheelchair for a new one? Like a
No,
car?
it doesn't. It's no. Insurance pays for a new. At least my insurance. Everybody's insurances is different. But my insurance, I get a new wheel. I can get a new wheelchair every 5 to 6 years. Now the only problem with that is that my insurance doesn't want to cover the elevator seat, which is the part that my seat raises up in the air and goes back down. It allows me to reach up higher places, etc., and stuff like that. But the insurance doesn't want to cover that. They deem it not necessary. So, and they also actually think, Mom, they didn't pay for the tilt or recline either, did they? No, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't pay for any of the power seat. We paid for the power seat out of pocket.
What's the reasoning for that?
It's not deemed medically necessary, even though I had a doctor write 2 letters to my insurance company.
That sucks. My God, that blows.
Yep, two letters. I went once and I said, listen, my insurance doesn't want to cover this. I need you to write a letter and tell them that it's necessary. And then they still didn't do it. So I went back again and I said, listen, they're still denying it. Can you write another letter? And I don't know, put some spice on it or something. And no, they still denied it. So, and at that point, it was getting to the point where, because I had my previous chair before this one was a really great chair, arguably the best chair that I've ever had in my life in terms of reliability.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept it so long that I had to get a new chair because there were no more parts being made for that chair. It was obsolete.
Okay.
And during that time, I also skipped an entire generation of chairs because I had that chair for 14 years. And I can get a chair every 5 to 6 years. So I skipped an entire generation of chairs by keeping that wheelchair so long. But it worked. It was reliable. I didn't like when you get a chair that's reliable, you don't want to get a new chair. I don't care if it's every 5 or 6 years. Even now, this chair has been doing pretty good. It's starting to borderline a little bit. I'm about to step on the pedal to order a new chair because we're at 7 years for this chair. So I'm about to start getting things moving for this chair.
So when you do that, is there a local company you go through or
Yeah, the local company that I use is it's called New Motion. It's really the only company right here in this area. If I went with a different company, it would be much closer to Philadelphia or Reading, and then the other one is way out towards Pittsburgh.
Can you get custom features? And I'm not talking like mag wheels and stuff like that. No, I mean like you said, like an odometer or a.
Well, that all comes standard with the computerized and the controller thing. I get a special because of the way I need the controller. And stuff. There are some features that you can pick, like the armrests. You can pick like the length, the width of the armrests. The feet rests have some different features on it. So there's a few features that you can choose from of the chair, but mainly the only choices that I usually get, they take measurements. So once it arrives at the shop, they put the rest of the chair together to make it ready for me. Then they bring it to me. I get in it. They fine tune it if they need to, and I'm off to the races.
Okay, so that's my next question. So each chair is custom fit. I mean, for you, but is it custom fit for everybody, or
I would imagine most people are getting, at least in terms of different things, at least some fine tuning, some small customization in certain areas, like I get with the controller. The controller mount is the biggest thing that I would say they change on the chair from what originally comes with it.
That was my next question. So the controller mount, I guess it almost would need to be changed or customized for each individual person, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends on most people that have work like full functioning upper limbs that have their hands and arms that work fine usually go with it at the end of their arm rests. So that way they have their whole opening in front of them and then they can work or do whatever. Okay. For me, I can't reach something that's in front of the armrest. I need the controller dead center right in front of me.
Oh, so really?
So mine is actually, I can actually raise up a little bit. I'm on camera right now. So,
okay. Look at you. Look at that.
Yeah. Now this is the part they don't want to pay for is this part, the elevator part.
Okay.
So the part that raises me up right now, but this is my controller right here.
Where? The black thing we see right there?
Yes.
Okay. It's your controller. Yes. Okay.
Okay. And then instead of it sitting like out at the end of the armrest or something,
yeah,
I have it sitting in front of me, and then I have a swing up arm, so it swings up out of my way.
And how do you? And it obviously took your arm, brings it back down.
Yep.
Oh wow, interesting. So do you have any kind of foot pedals or anything?
I have foot rests, but I don't have any controls at my feet.
Okay. So it's your left arm that controls everything?
Yep, my left arm on a joystick. Coincidentally, this is also the same way I drive, with a controller just like this, sitting in the almost the same exact spot with a joystick. That's how I drive a vehicle too.
Oh wow. So how do you use your computer? Because I know you're a master with your computer. How do
Yeah,
you do that?
I pull up to my desk like this, and I have my desk. I have my keyboard sitting right here in front of me. My controller flips up out of the way, and then it sits right
So
here.
do
And I use my
you
fingers. I use my fingers to type.
do you have a special keyboard you need, or can you use a standard keyboard?
I pretty much use a standard keyboard. I do get myself custom keyboards, not custom keyboards, but like I look for the right kind of keyboard. For me, I like something that lays completely flat.
Okay.
So I look for the flattest lying keyboard that I can find, and occasionally I'll also spend the extra money and get myself one with a trackpad built onto the keyboard, so that way I don't have to worry about the mouse.
The trackpad. What's it? What?
It's a trackpad is like the mouse, but
Yeah.
it's a little space on your thing, and it goes by your finger. Think like your phone. You know how you navigate your phone with your finger?
Yeah.
You put your finger on this, and then it moves the mouse on your computer screen.
Now I know back a long time ago, and this is maybe before your time even. Didn't keyboards used to have like a little toggle in the middle of them where you can toggle the mouse around, like right in the middle of it?
They used to, yeah, there was something like that. Yes, I'm not really a big fan of those.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little too mainly because the positioning being in the middle of the keyboard, the way I have it, the only time my hands go to the center is when I'm typing a key.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're usually like my standard position would be put to press both my hands on the shift keys. That would
Oh,
be like
okay.
the most comfortable position for me to sit in.
So the trackpad, as you call it. So is
Yeah,
that with your finger you control?
yeah,
You go on the trackpad.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then usually it sits where the keypad, the number pad usually sits on a keyboard.
Yeah.
So if you look at a standard keyboard, the arrows are moved over and they're squished up against the shift key. The 6 buttons that you have there, the end, page up, page down, insert,
Yeah.
they go 6 long instead of wide, and they're also pushed over closer to the enter key and the backspace key. And then the trackpad is there where the number pad usually is.
So who makes that?
There's a couple of different places that have those kinds of keyboards you can find. Do a standard search on Amazon, keyboard with a trackpad.
Wow. See, I never knew that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, you can also find them with track balls where it's a ball on it instead of
Yeah.
a pad. I don't really
Okay.
care for that too much because they're hard to clean and they also get stuck. Like you got to really keep them clean. They take more maintenance than a trackpad.
See, you just jogged my memory because I worked with somebody a long time ago back in the early '90s. I guess before the standard mouse came out, he had a cue ball on a
Yeah,
trackpad.
that's what a trackball is. Yeah,
He'd just take it out, and then every so often he would just take it out, wipe it on his pants or whatever. But he would use a trackball as that.
they're when you get a trackball like that where it's just separate, they're easier to clean. But when you get one that's built into the keyboard, they're
Mhm.
a little bit more difficult to clean.
So I take it you've had them before.
Yes. I've used the trackball like separated, and I've also had them into my keyboards too. Yes, I prefer the keyboard with a trackpad, not a trackball.
Wow. Now, do you use? Can you? Excuse me. Can you use a pen?
Yeah, I do. Yep, I write.
No, I mean what on a trackpad. I mean,
Yeah.
can you,
Oh, I mean, yeah, I have a stylus for my
yeah,
phone. That I
stylus. That's
use.
what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Stylus.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have a stylus for my phone that I use. Yep.
Does that make it easier for you?
Yes,
The stylus.
significantly. Yes, significantly.
Wow.
I don't want to do. I like if I'm texting or something, except for making a call. If I'm making a call, I don't need the stylus to hit a couple buttons and make a call.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing anything more than that, sending messages, searching for something, looking something up, I'm having the stylus in my hand.
Wow. Wow. So, dude, I mean, this is fascinating to me because this is a whole different. I mean, once again, I know you don't mind me asking.
Oh yeah, we know, but we don't usually get onto my my disability very often. We go off into wrestling or TV.
Yeah.
And
So, I mean, so once again, and I know you told me you're comfortable talking about this, so that's why I
Yeah.
have no problem asking you a question. So, your cell phone.
yeah,
Do you have a standardized cell phone like I
Yeah.
have, or do you have a
yeah, a
specialized?
Galaxy. Yeah, Galaxy S23.
Okay. All right. So you don't need a special or any kind of, I don't want to say special, but a different kind of face to your cell phone or anything.
No. I like to get I like to get ones that are bigger. The S23 is a nice size, but it's even a little bit smaller. I likely won't get anything smaller than the Galaxy S23.
What about like a tablet or something, or an iPad, or
I have a tablet, and they're nice, but they're also heavy. They're also a lot to carry around when I'm on the go.
Okay. Okay. Can you get like a magnet or something to have it on your on your wheelchair? To magnetize your
Um,
wheelchair?
Bags and stuff are iffy because sometimes it takes me a lot of effort to get things in and out of a bag, especially a tablet being bigger.
Hmm.
I sometimes I carry a bag on my side, but usually it's only used for like my wallets, my wallet, a lighter, something like that. It's not used for when I'm out and stuff. I didn't usually carry too much around. I've started carrying around a fanny pack
Okay.
for when I need, if I need, to carry extra stuff. But
Hmm.
beyond that, no, I don't like to carry stuff on the chair or attached to the chair. And I've never been a fan of like having a laptop or something sit in front of me while I'm out in
Right.
the world. Also, I've never
So
really been a fan of that.
so and because I know cell phones now, a lot of them have you can magnetize them and like stick them up in the refrigerator and stuff like that. Could you? Would it be feasible for you to? And I know you can do it because obviously your wheelchair is made of metal, but is that feasible for you to magnetize your cell phone onto your
Actually,
chair?
actually, the wheel, not much of the wheelchair is actually metal.
Really?
Yeah, it's way more plastic than it is metal. The frame of the chair is obviously metal,
Hmm.
and the some of the bars that attach the armrests and the controller are metal. And I imagine there's some metal in the rims of the wheels and stuff like that, perhaps. But yeah, no, it's likely more plastic than it is metal. The shell is plastic.
I would have never guessed that. I mean, holy moly! So, are these companies that make the wheelchair? Are they public companies? Like, can people invest in them?
I don't know, not the one that I'm riding in, which is a Permobile.
A what?
That's the
Wait.
company.
Say that again. A what?
A Permobile.
A Permobile?
Yeah, that's the name of the company that I have, and it's
PER or PUR?
Permobile, PER Mobile.
Okay, interesting. And they're local to you.
No, they're made in Sweden.
Wait a second. I thought you just said it's a local company
New
that you.
Motion. New Motion is the wheelchair company that I use that's local here in the area.
So New Motion, they fit you for the wheelchair, but then they have to order it from this other company.
From various companies. Yeah, the New Motion works with all the wheelchair companies. So there's at least off the top in terms of power chairs, there's at least 3 or 4 different wheelchair companies that I'm aware of that are like the major companies. And that if
Interesting.
you get into push wheelchairs, you're talking more than that.
Interesting. So a little transition here because I know you just watched the Paralympics.
Yeah.
Did any? And I don't know why I just thought of this. I thought this is just fascinating to me. Did any wheelchair companies or anything like that have a sponsorship in these Olympics that you know of?
Not that I've ever seen.
Wow.
Now,
You
most
think?
people, depending on what you have in a wheelchair, like for me, it's unlikely. Like I would be able to. There's none of the Olympic sports or something that I would likely be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even quad rugby, you don't use power chairs in that. They have to be push wheelchairs. You have to have the ability to propel them yourself and stuff. So, I mean, again, quad rugby is a great thing. You want to see something. You want to see some people in wheelchairs being crazy. Watch some quad rugby.
So when you say quad rugby, to me it's a quadriplegic.
Yes, but it also classifies for anybody that has lower or upper limb disabilities. It's all called quad rugby.
Okay.
It
So
started with quadriplegics, but people who there's people that don't have that only have like arms down to their elbows, and then there's people that maybe don't have legs. Like it opened up beyond just quad rugby. It's called still quad rugby, but it's opened up beyond that.
Interesting. Dude, this is fascinating to me. And because and I'm sure you've had these conversations with other folks as well. I'm sure you have.
Not so often. Usually when I'm
Really?
on when I'm on podcast, most people don't usually
They don't know. Yeah, they
ask
don't
about
know.
the
Yeah.
disability. And I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of what Connor, my buddy Connor, what Connor and I have run into is that, people are almost afraid to ask. about it. And I can understand that because I even know I know handicapped people that they don't want to talk about it. I've offered them like, hey man, why don't you come on and let's talk about your disability on my podcast. And they're like, no, I'm not, I don't want to do that. So some people just want to be private. They don't want to be public. They don't want to be out there. They don't, they just want to live their lives just like people like you, Andrew. You know, not everybody wants to be a podcaster and be on camera.
Well, yeah, I get it. I get it.
So, yeah.
And I mean, I can see both sides of it. And when people ask you, and you and I have talked about this privately as well, it's not because they're trying to do anything other than, at least for me, to try to understand. Because obviously you and I, we're good buddies.
Yeah,
we're good buddies, and we can basically talk about anything we want to offline and everything else. And when I ask these questions online, it's not to do anything but to educate myself and because it interests me. It's not like me talking about somebody about I like healthcare stuff like that.
I like talking about it so people can understand and know. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people who want to keep it quiet. You know, I like talking about it if people want to ask about it. You know what I mean? Like I've done a couple of episodes on my podcast about my disability and stuff, but it's not something I constantly bring up or talk about.
Well, no, it's like me. I'm not going to constantly talk about. You know, and I do because I'm overweight. You know, because I'm talking about my weight, but it's and that's a bad analogy. But I mean, it is what it is. If it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I've never had a problem with talking about it. And for any podcast hosts out there, what I recommend, if you have someone with disabilities on, talk to them, confirm before you get on camera if they want to talk about it, and then if they do, then bring it up. That's the best way to do it. And if you're somebody with a disability, don't be offended if somebody wants to ask you about it. If you don't want to talk about it, politely say no, and then that should be the end of it. Because some people in wheelchairs get offended when you ask them about it, and that's just as ridiculous as ambushing someone who's in a wheelchair and asking them about it without checking with them first. It goes both ways.
I have a cousin in Italy who, when he was like 1 year old, he had to, is it 1 year old or 1 year old? I forget. I don't know what's
1 year.
1 year old. He had his, let me think here. His right leg amputated from just below the groin down because of cancer. So he basically only has one leg. And when I lived in Florida, he came to visit my parents and everything down there. And so I went down to visit him, and we hung out for about a week or so. And there were so many people. And this stands out in my mind, and I wish they wouldn't have done this with the little kids. And I heard one little kid. Now my cousin didn't speak English, but I heard a little kid said, "Mommy, that guy only has one leg. I wonder what's going on with him." She goes, "No, so don't talk to him about it. Don't talk to him about it." And I'm thinking, why not talk to him about it? Wouldn't that be, or at least say, "Hey, do you mind if my child asks you about it?" Because
that's what I would recommend. What you just said right there, Andrew, is if you're a parent and you have a child who's wondering about it or asking about it, then you should. Not that I mind if a kid comes up to me and asks me a question, unless I'm in a super bad mood, and even then I wouldn't be rude about it. I'd just be like, I'd probably give them a short answer or something like that. But short of being in a bad mood, I don't mind if a kid comes up to me. I'll answer a question.
Of course,
But some people don't like being put on the spot like that. So my recommendation would be for a parent just to ask that person, "Hey, my son would like to ask you some questions," or "My daughter would like to ask you some questions. Are you okay? Are you willing to answer them?" So, but you shouldn't. That whole no, don't talk about them. Don't look at them. First of all, telling a kid not to look at someone who looks different.
They're going to look
like trying to take their video games away at bedtime.
Exactly.
Okay? Or telling them they can't have a snack after dinner, right? Like you're just looking for a battle. You know what I mean? All you're doing is you're going to blow it out of proportion more.
Yep.
So, staring is not good, but if you're going to ask questions, ask some questions.
Yeah, ask questions. Yeah. And it's just life. That's what it is. It's life.
And even for me, I'm comfortable with the 15 or 20 second stare. I'm willing to give a reasonable amount of time. And if it's a kid, they get a little longer. If it's a kid, they get longer. If they're
come over here.
if they're an adult, then they likely get a smart comment or something after that part.
Yeah.
And what's funny is when we used to, my friends know me very well. So when we'd be at a restaurant or something like that, and then maybe somebody at another table or something would be staring or pointing or looking or something like that.
Mhm.
And then my friend would lean in and be like, they're pointing at you, that table over there. And I'd be like, what? What do you mean they're pointing at me? Why would they be doing that? Loud enough for the whole restaurant or store to hear
it. I have a one of my best friends who was born without his, well, one of his eye. I forget which eye it is. I always have to look. But his eye was right eye, so he always had a fake eye in there. And he came to visit me at college once, him and another buddy, and we were out at a pizza joint one night, and his eye was kind of cloudy. All right, so you can tell it was a fake eye. Yeah. And somebody next to him kept staring, and kept looking at it, and you can tell it was obvious stare. Look at him. He says, "Okay, I'm going to put a stop to this real quick." So next time the guy stared, my buddy looked over at him, took his eye out, and set it on the table. And set it on the table, and the guy never stared, and he left right away.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the type of thing that I do. Yeah,
I can see you doing that, gee whiz. So, dude, what's been going on with the new place now? You're getting everything set up with your podcast.
Yeah, getting the background set up more.
I'm liking the background back there. I like that. I'm liking that.
Yeah, starting to come together. Those are some of the posters that I color. The fuzzy posters there. The wolf. The wolf over my left shoulder. The butterflies right here over my right shoulder, and then the Dale Earnhardt poster up in the corner.
I'm gonna say the high one is a Dale Earnhardt poster, right?
Yeah, that's Dale Earnhardt one.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. And the other two, I can't tell what they are. You said one's a butterfly. I can't tell from here what it is.
That one, the one that my head was just over, the one right here, right above my my right shoulder.
Yeah.
That's a collage of butterflies.
Okay.
And then the wolf's on the other side.
Okay. Well, they're so far away. From my standpoint here, I can't see, because then if it was just you solo on the screen, I might be.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have control over that.
I do. Let me see here. Wait a second here. If I do this. Oh no, wrong way. Wait a second.
Do it on my picture. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So the butterflies are right there next to my head. The wolf.
Yeah.
The wolf on the other side, and then the Dale Earnhardt poster up in the picture. I colored those three.
So what's the one in the center? In the top
that's
center?
the one there in the center. In the middle is my original The Boiling Point Podcast T-shirt. I retired it and put it behind glass.
Okay. So what's the one above that? Looks like
the one above that is my certification for my baptism.
Oh, cool. Neat. Okay. So then over your, I'm guessing it's a right shoulder. Looks like a typewriter.
A printer. That's my printer.
It's next to the window. It's your printer.
Oh no, that's my safe.
Well, what's above the safe though? Is there something? Above
that's just a container that's got a bunch of
okay.
It's got my it's a container that's got my my phone mounts so that I can I have tripods that my phone fit in.
But that's not going to be, or maybe it is going to be part of your permanent background, or
no, the safe will stay there, but no, nothing else that's back there. The printer will stay. The safe will stay.
Okay.
But my camera's also not. It's also crooked at the moment in position because I just changed my TV around. So once I have
it's not.
You likely won't see much of the printer or the safe.
Your camera is not. Your camera is not crooked.
It's not crooked. It's just turned too far towards the window. It should be facing. It should be back the other way.
That I'll give you. I'll give you that. Okay, too far toward the window. Yeah. Because I have a window on my side too over here, and let me put it up here. That if I get too far over here, I don't like it. But over here, if I go too far, you won't see, because I have this black curtain that stops right here at the end. So I have it pretty much right there.
My problem is that we get afternoon sunlight in that window. So if
me too.
If the camera's on it too much, then you can't even see me because all you can see is the bright light coming in the window.
But you got the blind you can pull down too, though.
And with that, it's still super bright some days.
Yeah, you need a dark blind over there. Yeah,
it's still super bright some days.
If you can get a dark blind, it was great. See, for me on this side, because this is the south side, I got about a month in the fall and a month in the spring, and it just finished, where the sun comes over right here, and I have to block everything off, and I can't. Excuse me. The way the window is, I can't put a shade on it. or screen or blinders like you have over there. This is the only window right next to me that I cannot do that on because of the way it's designed. So I have a couple of little hooks on the top, and I got a dowel rod, and I safety pinned a bath towel to it, and I hang it up over there. But it doesn't show up on camera, which is good. Which is a good thing.
I'm actually sitting a little low in my frame too. I remember the other day you told me that I was low in the frame, but I don't have my chair raised up. Normally where
just lower the camera.
Normally where I sit is when I'm doing a podcast is right about here.
Okay.
This is normal. Now you can see my shirt.
Because I've been watching a lot of the big time podcasters, and it goes back to because I studied radio and TV in college. Going back to the day, it's up here. It's called Headroom. And you see a lot of the top name podcasters. And I'm not trying to emulate them whatsoever, but it's just a pet peeve of mine. When I sit back here, I got way too much headroom. But if I come up here, and if I adjust it back there and come up here, then it's up to here. So I have to, because of the way I do things, I go back and forth, so it's different for me. But like for you, your head is about halfway up the frame. It needs to be a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
Or just tilt the camera down one or the other.
That's why I need a new camera, because I don't know how much more I can get my camera pointed down with the broken clip.
Dude, and I'm telling you, I told you.
Oh yeah, the pole arm. Yeah, I forgot about that. We talked about that. Yeah, the arm.
I'm looking now at your camera. At the picture, the quality of the picture. Let me put you on screen here. Let me do this. All right. With the light, the kitchen light shining on you, your camera's fine.
Yeah,
the quality of the camera is fine, dude.
I know it's I can't believe this camera has lasted me this long. I can't believe it's still like a good camera, but it really is. Yeah. So, and I like your idea of getting the arm to put the camera on, and that way it gives me more mobility with it. Because right now on the top of my computer screen, it's either going to fall off the back or it can stay right where it is.
I mean, because look, you can even duct tape it on, because this if you look at the mic, kinds of ways you can do it on here.
Yeah, I like that suggestion, because I am not trying to replace my camera. I tried to do that once and it did not work well. So
I just messed everything up on mine here. I have to fix it later. I just messed it all up. No,
trying to show me something, and look what you did.
I found two of these on sale last night for $16. Well, one for $16 on eBay last night. So.
Oh, on eBay? Okay.
No, not eBay. What's it called? Amazon.
On Amazon. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Amazon, and now you and I talked about this, and sorry, Amazon, I'm going to say this: do not get the Amazon Fire Sticks anymore. Get the On things, or the On Fire sticks. I got 2 Amazon Fire Sticks, and I went and I jailbroke them, but the apps I want on there no longer are supported. They keep blocking them off. So, and I did some research, and the On sticks, they don't block those apps. So I'm like, so I'm going to reset my Fire Sticks to factory settings and sell them, and get a couple of On for my 2 TVs, so I can watch my wrestling.
Yep. I'll probably have. I'm hoping to have mine set up tomorrow.
Yeah, just have somebody plug it in. You do the rest with your remote.
I was gonna do it today, but my family decided to throw me a surprise birthday party.
Wait, today's your birthday?
Monday, actually.
Holy shit! Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
You're 41?
43.
43. Dude, you're old. You're an old man.
Not me. I'm in my prime.
I'm the old man here. What the hell? Hey, were you on earlier when Wolfman sent me a message?
Yeah. I thought he left you a comment. Yeah.
So was it his show we were on the other night? Not last night, but last Monday, I think.
It's our show.
Okay. He said, "Thanks for being on my show." I'm like, "When was I on your show? I didn't know I was on his show."
Yeah. It's his show. It's my show. It's his show.
Okay, wait a second. We got a message, Matt.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me. Well, I got some sound happening. Well, that's weird. All right, there we go.
He says, Matt, I have a theory about that. Matt, the theory about what? I must
theory about what?
Yeah.
Thank you for the birthday wishes, but a theory about what exactly?
Yeah.
We talk fast here on Popcorn and Whiskey and Weed, and
That's right.
you know, you gotta
whiskey and weed.
yeah, you're gonna have to be more specific when you leave comments.
And also with Facebook, I think there's like a 15
There is a
second delay
delay.
for Facebook.
Yeah.
With Twitch, there's only about 3 or 4 second delay, 5 at the tops. Twitch they're on it.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
if
yeah,
do you do Twitch at all, or do you go to Twitch at all?
Yeah. Twitch and Kick. When we do lives, we go live to Twitch and Kick. Although
And
not
Twitch
Kick
and
right
Kick?
now. I gotta relink my Kick channel.
Okay.
I think it's my Kick channel that needs relinked to StreamYard.
Yep.
But
Interesting.
you know,
Wow. So, dude, I've been on for an hour and a half tonight. What the heck, dude? I'm waiting for a Matt.
we were. I mean, no offense, but you were just asking me about my disability. That took 40 minutes right there, man.
Well, sorry, dude.
Oh no, I don't have a problem with it. Dude, if anything, if I was you, man, I'd go back in and cut that section of the episode out. You might get some good views just with that section where we were talking about my disability.
Hey, there's several sections of this I want to cut out tonight, so I'll probably end up doing that.
StreamYard's not bad with their AI clips. If you use their clip generator, they've not been bad. I've been using them a little bit too.
StreamYard,
yeah. Once you're done, it should come up and say, "Hey, do you want StreamYard to make some clips?" Although I guess I don't know if that. Oh no, you're going live. Yeah, it should come up and ask you if you want to make clips of it. I think.
Yeah, it'll come up and ask me.
Yeah,
but what I found out, it's just easier for me just to edit it myself and do it, and don't worry about it. I tell you, who's good at it? Substack. When you go live on Substack, which to me is a little bit of a pain to go live on Substack, especially through StreamYard. But when they do their AI generated clips, wow, that's impressive. Substack has got it going on. This StreamYard and Substack don't play well with each other.
Yeah.
It's almost like Rumble and StreamYard. You have to go through some extra steps to do it.
They've gotten a lot better with their interface with Rumble. Now on Rumble, I have to set the recording up, but now I don't have to do a bunch of crap in StreamYard anymore to go live to Rumble. Once I have the live stream set up on Rumble, then all I have to do is select the live stream. They've added a way for you to link your Rumble channel, but you still have to set up the live stream in Rumble before
every time
StreamYard will see it. So you have to set it up separately still, but you no longer have to do, the codes and stuff.
Okay. All right. Matt says the theory about who have been watching us American streaming. JD, do you know what that means?
I can only assume maybe he's talking about a theory that someone outside of America is watching America's live streams, which would make sense.
Okay. Did we talk about that? Did I?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I said, did my memory go bad on me? Matt, are you watching two different streams, buddy? Help me out, Matt.
Listen, man, I'm a smoker too, but just put the pipe down a minute.
I'm not. I'm a drinker, so I got equally as challenged. What the heck? Now, brings up another good point there, JD. How often do you, if you don't mind asking, if you don't want to say, don't say, but how often do you have to smoke during the day?
How often do I smoke? I pretty much smoke. I smoke all throughout the day. When I get up, it's not long, maybe, a couple of minutes, and I'll likely, hit the bowl, to start the day. I take my pills, I hit my bowl. That's kind of the way I start my day.
So,
but I don't sit and the difference is I don't sit and just smoke constantly all day long. I'll take a couple puffs, then do whatever, an hour or two, take a couple puffs, go back to work or whatever I'm doing. I don't just sit and smoke all day, but I will take smoke breaks throughout the whole day.
Is it something medically that you need, or is it just that you enjoy it and you want it? Like I do with my
I actually have here in Pennsylvania. I have my medical marijuana card.
That's not the question. The question
You're right.
is, do you need it for medical purposes?
It does help me with my pain. Yeah, it allows me to take less of my pain pills when I'm smoking.
Okay.
So, in fact, when I talked to my doctor about it, they pretty much encouraged me to smoke. They said, you should do whatever you have to if you can take less pills.
Okay. All right. And Matt says he drinks whiskey. Okay. All right.
I didn't see the
Matt.
first comment. What was the first comment?
He says, I
Now I'm talking.
no, I'm talking about us now.
Well, Matt,
We're,
we have not picked up the thread that you're commenting
we're
on.
a bit lost, Matt. We're a bit lost, my friend.
And yeah,
It's all good.
I'll tell you what,
It's all good.
that takes some skill, Matt, because Andrew and I are pretty savvy. So if you're talking about something we have no idea what's going on with what's going on with you, buddy.
You drink whiskey, Matt. I drink whiskey as well. I drink a lot of stuff. And JD's he's not a drinker, he's a smoker though. So
I'm not a drinker as much. I used to drink, but not so much anymore.
So going back to what you just said, your doctor told you that if smoking is better than the pills that the smoke, basically, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, I'm going to be a little bit curious here. Which is more cost effective though? I mean, which costs less? Smoking
or costs less?
Which costs less? Which is less out of pocket for you, the medication or the
medication, because my insurance covers it. The weed, my insurance doesn't cover. I have to pay cash for that.
The insurance doesn't cover the weed at all?
No, they don't cover medical marijuana.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I would never thought of that. Now, if you don't want to mention it, don't mention it, don't say it, but do you have private insurance or do you have like government Obama?
No, I get through Social Security and stuff, Medicaid and Medicare. I get Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay. Another message from Matt. I guess you lost me.
We lost you a long time ago, pal.
Yeah, Matt, we're lost, buddy. Yeah.
Beyond you being here and us saying hello, that's been about the extent of us finding each other.
Hey, Matt, I'll tell you what. I'll set this up. If you want to call in, I can have it so I can set stuff to call in, and I'll give you the phone number if you want to do that. It could be anonymous. You can say your name is Bob or something instead of Matt, but I can make it so we can call in so me and JD can hear you.
Next time I come on, you should do that. Next time I come on, you should still do the call in thing, even when I come on for a couple.
Yeah, minutes. I got to set it up behind the scenes and all that good stuff. So I have to set it up on the fly tonight if we do it. So I think I can do it with two people. I know I can do it with two people. I got to set up the backgrounds and do all that. So it's not a problem there. So getting back. So wow, I didn't know your insurance didn't cover medical marijuana. That's interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So right away, my mind goes, so do you have we call a supplier, the one person that you go to and say, hey, dude, I need this, and it comes up, or do you?
Are we talking about for medicinal marijuana, or are we talking about like black market?
You tell me.
Marijuana? I have a there's a shop that I go to, a medical marijuana shop that I go to in the area that is probably the best in the area. They have a whole points system. They offer discounts, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, I have a dispensary that I go to.
Now a dispensary, so that's legal stuff, right?
Yes, yeah. And in the option, and just now because when I got my license renewed, they sent it to the wrong address twice. So I didn't have it for about a month.
Wait, back up. So your dispensary sent it to the wrong address?
No, not the dispensary. When I got my license renewed, the state sent my new license card, my new weed card, to the wrong address twice.
Wow. How often do you have to get that renewed?
Every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
Wow. Is it a process to get that done?
Not too hard. And with I qualify that I can get most of the fees waived, actually, with my between my Social Security, one of the programs that I have through my disability. One of them qualifies me to get either the fee waived or a reduced fee for the license, because you have to pay a $50 or $100 for the license. And then the doctor's appointment usually runs between a $50 and $150.
Okay. So do you, and I'm going to pry a little bit. And if you don't want to answer, don't answer. But do you smoke it or?
Yeah. I'm a smoker.
You don't take any gummies?
I have. I'm not a big fan of edibles in general, whether it's cookies or cupcakes or brownies or gummies. I'm not a big fan of ingesting it in that way. I feel I have more control over the buzz or the high, whichever you want to call it, when I'm smoking it. So that's what I like to do. I like to have more control. When I have edibles, I'm not in control. Whatever happens after I eat that cookies, what's going to happen? There ain't nothing I can do about it.
What isn't it the same thing with smoking it though?
I could take one hit and keep the effects minimal.
How long would the effects last? And this is somebody for I have never smoked it, so I don't know.
It depends on that how long does it last? Depends on what you're smoking, how your own tolerance. There's a number of factors to how long it would last. When I first started smoking, I could smoke a joint and be wrecked for 3 or 4 hours. But that's when I was a kid and young, you know what I mean?
So when did you start smoking? What age?
On my 18th birthday party.
Your 18th birthday party.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 1 month after my 18th birthday party.
So was that for personal purposes or for medical purposes at that point?
Oh no, that was personal. That was not medical reasons at all. No, hell no. And the only reason I smoked that time in the first place was at that time I was a drinker. I was like you. I was not a smoker. I was.
You were like me.
I was a drinker at that time. Well, maybe even worse than you. Probably worse than you, buddy. I was an 18-year-old power drinker. So, and I went to a party and all they had was this generic beer that wasn't even cold. And, you know, I'll drink some stuff, but that was even a bit too far for me. And I went to that party to get messed up. So it wasn't happening with the piss beer that they had there. It was piss beer and I wasn't drinking that crap. So, and I went there to get messed up. So they started passing the bowl around and I wasn't even sure that I was going to do it. And somebody started coughing up a lung and I was, made a little joke at him. And then everybody was kind of like, oh yeah, wait till you hit this. And I really wasn't even sure that I was going to hit it until they said that. And then I at that point I had to take a hit so that I could blow it right back in their face and not cough my face off, which I did. And then I spent the next several hours feeling like I was floating through the air.
Wow.
That's also the only time I've ever had that experience where I actually felt like I was floating above everybody else, like I was floating in the room.
Wow.
No other buzz has come close to the first one.
The closest I've ever came that I remember having a joint, and I wasn't going to, I passed it by, is I worked at a restaurant in the 90s. And the restaurant chain I worked for, they had a contest of whatever it was, and the winner in each region got to fly out to California to go to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
Nice. I've been to a Jimmy Buffett concert.
I have too, and that's the one I went to, and I won it. So I went out there.
Nice.
And I think I'm the only one who wasn't high. Now, there was a contact high probably, but joints were being passed up and down the aisles. It came to me, and I just went on.
I went to an outside concert.
It was an outside concert.
Outside concert. And you could smell it for miles.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was
a blast.
I was in a parking lot going, man, it smells good here. Yeah, I went with my mom and my stepdad and like a whole big group of people. I was the youngest. I wasn't old enough to drink or do really anything, but I still got the experience.
Jimmy Buffett concert rocked. I mean, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The outside parking lot.
The parking lot party is better than better than the concert. Yeah, yeah.
It was great. What is this? Let's see here. What is this? Andrew Paletto, top viewers, Steamboo.
That's called some nonsense right there.
It's called what?
I said that's called some nonsense right there.
Yeah, called some nonsense right there. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, wait a second. You say you were a power drinker. I have never been a power drinker, my friend. I'm a social drinker.
I was a power drinker. Well, I was a social drinker too, but I mean, there were other people around drinking also, but I was drinking the most for sure.
Uh-oh. What is this? Matt, you would get a contact high working at NHL with around here. It's called a place called North American Lighting. After the COVID shutdown, okay. North American Lighting is a factory around here which makes auto parts, like headlights and stuff for foreign cars. All right, so they ship it over there. So he obviously Matt worked at NAL or currently works at NAL. I did not know that. Okay, North American Lighting. So there you go. All right, dude, I've been on for about 2 hours. I think I'm going to call it a night.
Sounds good.
But this has been fun. You know, you're always welcome on my show, dude. This has been great. Thank you so much.
Good episode here. This is a good one.
We'll do this again sometime. When we freestyle, you see, when you come to JD's show, he is very professional, always lined up, doing what he's doing. You come to my show, out the window, we just chit chat. So we got two different extremes here going on.
That's why I like coming on your show, though. It's a different experience. That's what, you know. That's why it works. That's why collaboration works.
That's right. So speaking of your shows, go ahead and plug your show, dude.
Okay, yeah, check out Mayhem Media on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and the Boiling Point Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And look for our content, share it out. And of course, we have storefronts. Check them out. And shout out Wolfman for leaving a comment here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of my team members. So that's about it.
All right, JD, my friend. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop it here. My name is Andrew. I am the face who runs the place. Popcorn and Whiskey tonight, not Top Fitness Strategy. Popcorn and Whiskey with my buddy JD, Mayhem Media. And until next time, this is us. Ciao.